Hey, what's up? Here a quick video on how to make more out of winning ads. This is something that I see a lot, in over 50 accounts that I have access to with my own brands, with brands that I consult. Overall, they're doing like 3 million, 3.5 million a month now. So what I see a lot is once you have a winning creative, it's very important to know what the next steps are, right? So one part is finding the new winning creative, and this is where I've done some videos on my channel. Also, check them out. I will do more videos, obviously, in the future about this. But let's assume you have something that is working, right? So you have a creative that is bringing you in people, at the cost per acquisition that you want, or even less. Now, what you want to do is, besides scaling this creative up, which is also another video, is making more out of this winning creative and finding a better version of this creative. Because this is something where most of the people, on most of the media buyers, creative stars, whatever, they stop there. But this is actually where you will get the biggest results, right? If you have something that is working, that's super hard to find. But then it's about making it 10 times better, because one of those iterations here potentially can do 10x of the revenue, right? So let's dive into visual content today, right? I'll do another video on the script, but just visually, what can you do, right? It's very, very simple. One way to make your winning creative potentially win even more is you don't change anything on the script, you don't change anything on the creative structure itself. The only thing you focus on is to do pattern interrupts, right? Which is essentially the first 3 to 5 seconds, usually 3 seconds, that are just visually different, right? And this optimizes your scroll stop rate, which then leads to you just hooking in way more people with the same exact script. And you will not believe it, but I've seen it too many times that you literally don't change anything else rather than the first 3 seconds visually. And this leads to double the performance or triple the performance, right? So I'll show you here quickly some categories of pattern interrupts, right? So as I said, when we're finding a winning creative, we want to directly explore how to optimize the creative, right? And extend also the lifetime of the creative. So doubling down on the winning creatives, just the first 3 to 5 seconds, this is really the highest ROI task that you can do, okay? So we're not even going to talk about headlines too much, because that's even another layer. But let's say we only focus on pattern interrupts. Here are a couple of pattern interrupts, and I'll show you some, just so that you have an idea of what I mean, right? So you saw within a split second, almost, or let's say within the first 1 to 2 seconds, you saw the transformation that this product brings, right? So this is something that you can easily use for your product if you have a transformational product, right? So that you can visually show. The rest of the video, whatever you say, as the hook, whatever you say as the first sentence stays exactly the same. The only thing you change is literally the first 3 seconds, right? And the main categories that I found is transformation, right? So showing essentially before and after within this time frame. Then pointing out the pain point or the situation of the pain point, right? So here's a good example, right? Okay, my girlfriend gets bad beard cramps. So this is the situation that people can relate to, right? Now, reverse sequence is another one, right? Where you just show something in reverse. That's something that hooks people in, right? People just like to watch this. It's kind of like this oddly satisfying stuff. See? Very, very simple, but very intriguing. Next one, existing not working alternative. Also very interesting when you have a product that essentially eliminates the need for all of like for other products. So let's say you have a super serum that eliminates the need for all the skincare that you use usually. Just to have an example. There you go. You see? So this visually, we're communicating that this is the solution, and you can get rid of all of the other stuff. Now, product application presentation is also interesting, where you essentially just show how the product is used, right? What the product does in action, you see? So just with within the first couple of seconds, you see what this product is doing, right? Now, exaggerated imitation is another one where, for example, here it's a toothbrush, but you want to show how effective it's cleaning versus all the other toothbrushes that you're used to. You see? So very interesting. This is what I call exaggerated imitation, because you're showing what the product is doing, or what the pain point is in a very exaggerated manner, right? And this is working extremely well, right? So oddly satisfying shots, this is also something that works really well. Always make sure that it's related to your product, right? So here, for example, this is a soap bar, right? So very interesting shot. This is like a production shot. If you can have material like that, super interesting, right? Here, for example, it doesn't really make sense that they cut the bar with a knife, but it's an oddly satisfying, interesting shot. Okay, so split screen, very important. I always recommend that. Use split screens because you can there's essentially two, depending on what split screen you do. You can even do four split. There's 2 to 4 videos running at the same time, right? And this is very, very interesting for people to watch, right? Here for one example. So before and after also. Unboxing is another one, pretty straightforward. So this here, for example, also something that people love to watch. They love to know what's inside, okay? And it looks pretty organic. So yeah, that was it. That's a very short video, but it's a very important video because this is that's a high ROI task. Next thing then would be to do B-roll, or change the B-roll, essentially have the same exact script, but you change the B-roll that you're using, right? So the kind of content that you're using, just single shots, you use a different creator, or you even reshoot the same exact script with other creators, right? So those are the highest ROI tasks that you can do just to make more out of your winning creative. I hope that was helpful. See you in the next one.